So just so you all know, I'm predicting that soO is going to go for a 5 pull and then get owned by Kwanro going for a 12 hatch. No. I soO has been exactly what you would expect from an SKT fail Zerg. He's pretty much just really bad. I guess he plays well in practice, maybe. He's rocking a 33% overall win rate. This is gonna be ZVZ. He's actually 2 to 1 in mirror matchup, which is saying nothing because he's only played 3 games. But I think the fact that he's an SKT fail Zerg says, well, everything you need to know about him. So we'll see. Hopefully he goes for something super sweet and cheesy, but probably not. So that person can't even afford one of those signed pieces of paper. They had to use a spiral notebook to write down their stuff. Anyway, I should probably give colors and positions. soO is over here on the right in green, and we have Kwanro over here in orange. Nice weird color. Kind of blends in with the hatchery and the drone color. Can't really see that it's orange. Just looks natural. No highlights. Looks like 12 something coming out from Kwanro, and soO's got a 12 hatch. And we have a 12 pull from Kwanro, so that's actually 12 pull gas from Kwanro versus a 12 hatch. That's pretty good for soO because Kwanro can't pressure him, and soO's going to have a great economy. So we'll see if ZVZ is enough of a toss-up for that little bit to propel soO to victory over Kwanro. I don't know that it will be, to be honest. I still expect soO to just fall apart. And Kwanro's going for his own expansion here after that 12 question mark pull. So he's not going to be that far behind. Still, every drone matters in ZVZ. This is a disappointingly actionless start to the Zerg, but I think pretty soon we're going to see the full epicness of 2 base micro battles, which are always intimidating and impossible to tell who has more units because they're just Zerg units running all over the place. I think the commentators are shaking the mouse to indicate that Kwanro is going for speed first before lair, and I think we're seeing the same thing from soO, which makes sense considering their expansion-oriented builds early. That way they'll both be safe and won't lose a hatchery, and that's the sweet multitask for professional SKT Zerg, where you run your Zerglings right past your opponent's Zerglings this early in the game when you have nothing better to be doing, and now you're going to lose no drones. And there's 1 drone down. And now he's finally got his Zerglings coming back, and Kwanro just playing super safe. He's trying, I guess it's not super safe, it's super necessary, trying not to lose the extra Zerglings from the 12 hatch. This is the extra larva advantage he has from that earlier hatchery. And now he still has Kwanro outnumbered, but he hasn't been reinforcing this army because his reinforcements, and now the Sunken's up, so Kwanro's natural is safe. He's only got to save his main, and yeah, because this army hasn't been reinforced, 2 Zerglings left for soO. And they're going to get a drone as Kwanro picks off his own, and now they're dead. And I think Kwanro's Zerglings are finally going to get cleaned up too. They've got only 2 drones themselves, so they didn't turn out nearly as poor as it could have. So he forced Kwanro to put down a Sunken and then killed off a drone. And the Zergling count's pretty similar at this point. And as I'm complimenting, or I guess not dissing on soO, he managed to lose another drone, so that's not so good for him. And he's going for the main with more Zerglings here. I don't know how good of that idea is. He's engaging Kwanro's Zerglings inside of the range of that Sunken, and just a bloodbath, and all of so's Zerglings go down except for 2. And I think, despite the fact that Kwanro has Overlords and is scouting this all, so's just going to go for all-in Zerglings and get owned. We see Spire coming down for Kwanro, and there's the lair at the natural. I was freaking out for a second there. But we don't see any Spire because apparently soO doesn't even have time to practice Mutalisk Micro. He just sits there and practices Zergling versus Zergling Micro for 16 hours a day. And now this Sunken Colony as a natural looks extra prophetic for Kwanro. Okay, there's a Spire. That's good, so. It's actually on a reasonable time with Kwanro, so. So is not giving everything up here. He doesn't even have a drone for every minimal patch in his main, which isn't terrible in ZVZ, but it means he's not mining in. Oh wow. By 2 little Zerglings, forcing soO to pull all of his Zerglings back and give up his map position. I feel like soO has to be a high APM player or he wouldn't be on SKT, and that can only mean he's spending all of his APM at this point spamming, and now he's losing drones. Like, what is he doing? There's only 2 bases. He doesn't have that much to micromanage right now. And now Kwanro is all up in his natural. Luckily, that's where most of so's Zerglings are. But soO doesn't have the benefit of fighting with a Sunken Colony, and Kwanro's engaging. so's units are all kind of bunched up, but I think he's got more, so I don't... so's sort of doing a weird micro, and now Kwanro just going for the main because he's going to lose that battle eventually. And the chick is so excited about seeing Kwanro run Zerglings around that she doesn't even know she's on camera. She just full-on unadulterated excitement. That was great. So now soO has Zergling advantage again. He's going to have a later Mutas. I guess the later pool and gas, or I don't know. He's going to lose 1 Overlord, probably 2, because he's not going to have enough Mutas to scare away Kwanros. And I think that's going to pretty much put Kwanro in a huge advantage here. Because that's almost certainly going to supply block soO. Because he's trying to make lots of nice supply-heavy Mutalisks right now, and he's still got all those Zerglings too, which Kwanro lost to give him nice supply gap. So, and we'll see from so's first-person view, he I think is at 33 or 34. I can't really read it. The YouTube quality is insufficient, but that's what it looks like to me. So he's going in here getting some nice kills though. Wait, nope. I'm super confused. That was Kwanro's first-person view, and Kwanro's. I was looking too closely at the population count because I couldn't read it and failed to notice that it was in fact the other player that we were seeing. And soO just continues to lose Overlords, and he has a smaller group of Mutalisks and not a superior economy at this point. And unfortunately for... well, I guess fortunately for us, we're going to see an ace match as soO is going down. There's pretty much no doubt about it here. And yeah, the drones just all dying. Oh wow. soO has nothing left. It's always sort of funny. And there's a GG. Yeah. He's not going to stay there and fight a hopeless battle. So soO loses as expected from an SKT fail Zerg. Kwanro, why didn't you go to SKT? You could have been, well, the best Zerg they have. But no, he's actually been doing well in Stars, and Stars have been doing, well, they're doing better on R1. They've sort of been mediocre this set. But anyway, let's move on to the ace match. It's going to be Zero vs Fantasy on Moonglaive, because you don't play Protoss in that map because the natural is ridiculous. Anyway, Zero vs Fantasy still should be epic, so let's see what happens.